Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Miss Wilson, life science teacher at Albert Hill Middle School, and I'm very happy to see all of my RPS Life Science students back again with us for our week 9 of virtual lessons in life science. And this week, we will continue learning about LS10, which we actually talked about 2 weeks ago. So we will follow the 5 E's format for our lesson as we always do. And today, day 1, we will do the engage and explore portion. So we'll get engaged by looking at some videos as well as a couple of images. And then we'll also complete an optional lab, which will allow us to explore this topic a little bit. Okay. And then on day 2, we'll come back and I will do an explain and extend. And I'll explain by talking to you in depth about this concept, as well as we'll watch a couple of videos, including a climate change video. And then you'll have the opportunity to complete an optional virtual lab. And following that, on day 3, you'll be able to evaluate your learning by completing a Kahoot as well as a Legends of Learning playlist to see if you really understood the material that you learned. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get engaged. Okay, so we have our 3 images here. This first image, you can see a polar bear that's sitting on a sheet of ice, surrounded by the ocean. In the second picture, you can see a body of water that is very green. And then in the third picture, you can see another body of water with this huge mass of air that's traveling through it. So, what might these 3 pictures have in common? And how might they all relate to life science? That is something to think about. And we will talk about them specifically on day 2 when we do our explain portion for this unit. Okay. So to get started for today, you need to go ahead and open up your life science student workbook. And if you have not already made a copy of it, you do need to make a copy of it. In order for you to be able to type in the document, you have to make a copy of it and kind of save it to your own Google Drive. Otherwise, it won't allow you to. And if you email to ask for permission to edit it, it's not going to allow you to do that because this is the one document for everybody. So in order for you to be able to use it, you have to make a copy of it so it's your own personal copy that you're writing in. Okay, so do that, make your copy, and we're going to move on to the see, think, and wonder portion of today's lesson so that you can get engaged in this topic. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at an image called the Earth's Two Sides. And as you look at this, you're going to think of 3 things that you see, 3 things that this image makes you think, and then 3 things that this image makes you wonder. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the image. And this is it, Earth's Two Sides. As you're looking, what does it make you think? What do you see? And what does it make you wonder? Okay. Now, what you should do now, if you haven't done so, is type the things that you saw, the things that you thought by looking at this image, and the things that it made you wonder. Okay. After you've done that, we will move on to the next thing, which we're going to do. It's watch a video, and it is on the Australian brush fires through discovery education. So let's go here, and we're going to be looking for 3 things that we see, 3 things that we think, and 3 things that we wonder as we watch this video clip. Okay, so this is it here. Australian troops brought in to fight brush fires.
While flames engulf Australia's bushland, jumping from tree to tree, the country called for mass evacuations on the east coast. That kicked into force on Thursday. Australia's declared a tourist leave zone along hundreds of kilometres in New South Wales, ahead of extreme heat forecasts for the weekend.
It's just a scary feeling, I think. Just everything that's going on. There was no fuel, we've got no power, no phone service out where we are.
To help fight the fires, Australian troops have been called into action. 5 military helicopters and 2 naval ships are en route to Australia's southeast state of Victoria, where 50 fires are still burning. The
50
Australian Defence
fires.
Force say they'll back up firefighters and bring in water and diesel to help with the evacuation.
So what we'll do is we'll offer the opportunity to get as many people out as we possibly can into a more comfortable place. However, logistically, that is quite a challenge. At the moment, we are moving people out by sea.
Bumper-to-bumper traffic trailed out of the area. Many settled in for a long drive to safer ground.
The fire's close to my house, so it is. If the wind changes, it could impact quite heavily on my house and my neighbours and my family's house. They've got further family members further up the road from us, so yeah, no, it's basically survival.
Alrighty, so that was our video. That we just watched on the Australian brush fires. And you need to type in your workbook 3 things that you saw, 3 things that this video made you think, and 3 things that it made you wonder. Okay? All right, and now we have one more image that we're going to look at, and this is of a fuego. Let's see if you recognize this. You're going to be looking for 3 things that you see, 3 things that it makes you think, and 3 things that it makes you wonder. So here is our image, Ruger's Fuego. What does it make you see? What do you see? What does it make you think? And what does it make you wonder? And type those things into your document here. Alrighty. So that is the end of that portion of our lesson for today, the See, Think, and Wonder. And now we can move on to the Explore. So we have an optional freshwater observation lab that you can complete. This is in your student workbook. In order to do this, you do need to collect some fresh water from somewhere. This fresh water could be from the James River. It could be from a pond if you have one nearby. It could be from a water puddle. It could be from a fish tank. But anywhere you have some fresh water, preferably not the sink. The sink shouldn't do as well with this demo. If it does, that's a problem. But anyway, you're going to take up some fresh water and put it in a jar. Get a large sample. And then you're going to follow the procedure. You will need a little bit of fertilizer, a teaspoon as well. And you need 2 identical containers. And basically what you could do is take half of the water from the jar and pour it into the second jar. Okay. And the procedure is outlined. I will show you really quickly in our workbook. So, yeah. So in our workbook, it tells you to add a little bit of fertilizer to one of the jars, swirl it gently, and then make your observations. And each day this week, you will be making observations of what you see happening in your jar, days 1 through 5. And then you can answer these questions here. How do you think the fertilizer will affect the fresh water? Why do you think that's going to happen? And so that's it for that. Oopsies. Alrighty. And then you can also share in the Padlet your See, Think, and Wonders that you have for this week. This past week, I heard from quite a few students from Our Hill. Destiny, thank you so much for sharing your See, Think, and Wonders. You did an excellent job with your observations. So please keep up the good work, everyone, and I look forward to seeing them again. Now, that is it for today. We have introduced LS10B and C, long-term changes, and I look forward to seeing you again in our explain video on day 2. Have a great day and enjoy your life science.